For over a century, humanity has pointed massive antennas at the sky, waiting for a whisper from the void. Most of the time, the universe answers with dead silence. But imagine waking up one morning to find out that the silence is finally over. At exactly 3:17 a.m., the static breaks. This chart shows the cosmic background radiation we usually receive, scattered and random. But here, it flattens out into a massive, mathematically perfect square wave pulse. The decoded signal contains a single integer, repeating endlessly, 365. Global scientific teams scramble to verify the data, but the mystery only deepens. Exactly 24 hours later, the signal changes. The repeating number drops to 364. Humanity has just become the subject of a ticking clock. A direct threat gives you an enemy to fight. An unexplained countdown creates a unique psychological weight, forcing a global population to stare down an existential deadline without any indication of what happens when that clock hits zero. Within minutes of the drop to 364, global space agencies move into emergency lockstep. NASA, ESA, and the Chinese Space Agency pool their tracking data, desperately trying to trace the origin of the broadcast. Initially, scientists hope the signal is a localized glitch or a rogue satellite, but the data reveals a terrifying technical reality. Every single dish on Earth is receiving the exact same frequency, synchronized perfectly down to the millisecond. When they attempt to triangulate the source, they realize it isn't originating from a single star system. This 3D map of our solar system shows the incoming signal vectors. The radio waves are converging on Earth from all 360 degrees of surrounding space simultaneously. Urgent whispers of day zero dominate the news cycle. The systems we take for granted begin to stall. Markets trigger global sell-offs. Logistics chains seize up as the public prepares for an unknown catastrophe. Coordinating a signal across these distances requires an energy output that dwarfs our entire planetary power grid. We are witnessing a galaxy-spanning infrastructure that treats our entire solar system as a localized broadcast zone. With exactly 180 days remaining, the planet manages a rare moment of unified action. A cooperative mission launches a deep space probe, designed to fly past our outer planets and measure the densest pockets of the incoming waves. Weeks later, the probe crosses the threshold of the solar system. Its instruments register the broadcast growing violently stronger, emanating from a region of deep space that optical telescopes see only as total darkness. Then, the probe's cameras capture it. Drifting against the distant starlight is a geometric shadow, larger than a planet. It emits no heat and no exhaust. Scientists stare at the telemetry, unable to determine if it is a mechanical megastructure or something biological. The arrival of this footage shifts the focus of the entire human race. The countdown has moved from a theoretical radio frequency into a physical, planet-sized presence approaching our home. By day 30, the structures of daily life have largely dissolved. Supermarket shelves sit empty, air traffic controllers walk off the job, and the focus of billions shifts from the future to the immediate present. Global governments declare martial law and retreat to deep underground shelters. Above them, an array of military satellites locks onto maximum alert, waiting for a target that our weapons could not possibly scratch. The ultimate danger leading up to zero turned out to be our own fragility. The pressure of the unknown was enough to fracture human society long before the signal reached its conclusion. The final 24 hours arrive. Every television, smartphone, and emergency broadcast channel is forcefully hijacked, displaying a solitary, glaring number 1. Midnight strikes. The countdown hits zero. The radio frequency abruptly ceases. The world holds its breath, and nothing happens. No explosions, no invading fleets. 5 minutes pass. Then the delayed consequence arrives. Anyone looking up sees the entire canopy of the night sky wiped completely to black, top to bottom in perfect unison. The stars didn't burn out. Earth has just been eclipsed. Something massive enough to block out our view of the universe has quietly parked itself in orbit. As the sun rises, a colossal, silent ring structure is visible hovering above the atmosphere. It dwarfs the moon, hanging motionless in the sky, completely ignoring the frantic radar pings from our military satellites. It doesn't charge weapons, and it doesn't send emissaries. Instead, one final text string overrides every screen on Earth. Civilization test complete. A second later, the structure vanishes without a trace. While that scenario is a thought experiment, it mirrors the very real work being done by the Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence, or SETI. They use massive instruments just like this one to hunt for unusual cosmic anomalies against the background radiation of space. To date, despite decades of pointing highly sensitive equipment at the stars, there is no confirmed scientific evidence of an artificial extraterrestrial signal. We have only found silence. This lack of contact gives rise to the zoo hypothesis, a serious scientific theory suggesting that advanced alien life exists, but intentionally avoids interaction, preferring to observe us from a distance like animals in a preserve. If a civilization is millions of years ahead of us, they likely know the dangers of a young, aggressive species. They might withhold first contact as a method of self-preservation. This chart illustrates a concept known as the Great Filter. It shows a young civilization's technological capability curving rapidly upwards. But notice how it crosses a critical threshold, the probability of self-destruction. An advanced observer might be waiting to see if humanity survives the invention of nuclear weapons and AI, or if we destroy ourselves before we earn a seat at the galactic table. The greatest cosmic mystery we face might not be whether intelligent life is out there. The real question is whether our society has matured enough to handle meeting them. So, if a countdown from space started tomorrow, what would you do? Would you stay on Earth or volunteer for the mission to find the source? Let me know by commenting Earth or mission below. And make sure to subscribe to Future Decoded, because the universe might already know we're here.